Hello and welcome to week 1 Getting Started for the course In Action Integration Framework for SAP Business One. My name is Miriam Rieger and I'm working in the rollout team for SAP Business One. I'm responsible for the rollout of different integration solutions like the integration framework for SAP Business One, the intercompany integration solution and other provided integration scenarios. In this unit, I will tell you about the development environment. The objectives for this unit are to explain the differences between the development and productive environments of the integration framework and to switch between these two profiles, the development and productive. The integration framework features a web browser-based user interface. This user interface is the same for both operations, administration and scenario development. There are two different profiles available, a productive profile and a development profile. The productive profile covers the control and monitoring of running scenarios, as well as the import and activation of scenarios into a customer environment. The development profile includes the building blocks for defining the scenario inbound, processing and outbound phases. In this profile, the development profile, the integration framework provides an internal embedded XML editor as well as internal tools for testing and debugging. The username b1i admin is predefined when you install the integration framework. After the installation, it is also possible to create more users with different roles and privileges, such as administration and deployment. The integration framework can operate in one of two modes, also called profiles, either as a productive system or as a development system. This is controlled by the system profile. A system profile brings together the recommended configuration settings in one place, optimized for a productive system or a development system. Each mode has a color-coded upper line. As you can see on this slide, it's blue when you are working in the productive mode and a golden color when working in the development mode. After the installation, when you are opening the integration framework the first time, it opens in the productive mode. If you want to create and test new scenarios, you need to switch the system profile to a development system. The development mode contains the recommended configuration settings for scenario development, testing and debugging. Please take care to work in the correct mode. It's very easy to switch between development and productive mode. After you have made the switch, you need to restart the integration service to take effect. For running the integration framework in productive mode or for developing scenarios, each system profile contains recommended and predefined settings. Because these are just recommendations, you can change any of the settings at any time if you need. These can be handled very flexible. As mentioned in the slide before, a restart of the integration service is necessary to take effect. In this slide, I want to point out some of the settings. The session timeout value, as you can see here, is 20 minutes for a logged-in user in the productive profile. In the development profile, it's 500 minutes. Support for remote WebDAV client, such as an external XML editor, is enabled in the development profile, not in the productive profile by default settings. A development prefix can be set in the development mode. This is only applicable in the scenario development, and there you can enter a 3-character string. This string will be added to the scenario name of all scenarios that you create. This allows you to identify scenarios developed by your company. To add a prefix, it's recommended. If you don't add a prefix, the system uses a set instead of the prefix. Before you create a scenario package and steps, you should decide on the prefix and a naming convention for your scenarios. Scenarios from SAP can be identified by the prefix SAP. If you want to modify a scenario, you do this in the development profile. Scenarios can also be modified in the production profile, but it's not possible to test them. Debugging a scenario is only possible in the development profile. It's not available in the productive mode. Detailed logging should be avoided as it can degrade system performance. But for a development environment, it is advantageous to log all details for a running scenario. In the default settings, the XML and XSL files are able to open in a productive mode too, but they will be shown in a web browser. The embedded XML editor is disabled in the productive profile. It's only enabled in the development profile in the default settings. Let's go to the system and have a look on this. Here you can see My System, and when you open your system by the first time, you are working in the productive mode, as you can see here with the blue colored upper line. If you want to develop a scenario, we recommend to change the productive mode to the development mode. You can do it here under Maintenance, and there you have the system info. And here you see that the system profile is at the moment productive system. Before I change it, I want to show you also here in the configuration message log, as you saw on the slides, that when you are in the productive mode, that you have here the log level, it's only an info set. To change it, you can do it here. Change it to full message, but I want to keep it in the productive mode to have only an info set. To change the system to the development profile, I go to System Info. I select here the development system, and I confirm that I want to change it to this message that I want to change to the development system. And I get another message from the system that a manually restart of the integration service it's necessary. So I go here to the services. In the services, I go a little bit down to the integration service, and I restart them. Can close this window, and I have to restart the integration framework again. It takes a few seconds. Just log on again, and you see that the color has changed from blue to golden. And when we go under maintenance to just a second to system info, you see that we are now in the development system. If you do some changes here under system info, you have to restart the integration services to take effect. I want to click on this button, and there you see the differences between the productive environment and the development environment. As you saw on the slides, it's the session timer of 20 or 500 minutes. Here there are the log level, it's only info set. For the development, it's full message. And we have here also some topics activated, like the message log, B1 event monitor, or here record test messages, allow active step modification for the development environment. On the productive environment, you see this setting, the local access only, and this means that you have to work in the local machine to have access to the system. You see also some of them settings, of these settings here, which we saw. Also on different places here, for example, in the configuration of development environment, as I've shown you a few seconds before, in the message log, you see here the settings. And here is also, you have also the possibility to change the development prefix. If you decided your naming convention, you can enter these 3 characters in this field. Just save it and you have it. And when you create scenarios, the system always adds this prefix to your scenario name. Let's go back to the slides. And in this unit, you learned about the 2 different modes, the productive and development profile. You also learned to switch between these 2 profiles. In the next unit, you will learn about the BizStore, which is the logical database where scenarios are stored. Thank you for attending this unit and see you in the next unit. Bye bye!